Hey everybody, how are you today? Welcome to Facebook Live and Warren Brown for Archuleta County Commissioner, the second coming. I appreciate everybody checking in today, and I hope you're all doing well. Last week, for those of you who tuned in, you know that we talked about the positive impact of having a strategic plan in place, and we also talked about the results of having no strategic plan and what that could mean to us in Archuleta County. And as you know, Archuleta County has not had a strategic plan for many years, and we talked about the necessity of getting a strategic plan in place and why that affects us and what it helps us to do. We know that if we have no strategic plan in place, that it affects our ability to properly prioritize our infrastructure needs, such as our roadways, our broadbands, our water needs that we're going to need more all the time as people continue to move into Archuleta County. It affects our community anchor institutions like our schools, our governmental buildings, and also our medical facilities. And wow, this week, what an impact we have seen on our medical facilities as people have come in to be tested for COVID-19. And while we're on that subject, let me just throw out there how much I appreciate all of our medical workers who have come together to help keep us well. And let me say thank you to our law enforcement folks who help keep us safe, and also to our grocery store folks who keep our shelves stocked as best they can, and to all of the folks that are working in trades and keeping the building going, to our restaurant people who are working tirelessly to keep food available so we can drive up and continue to support them and pick food up for the evening. So I just want to say thank you to all of those folks, and just to reassure everybody, this will pass. We're going to make it, but let's talk about some things that are going to help us make it through this challenge better than we would otherwise. And you know, my big topic is planning and the need for planning. And the thing about not having a plan in place is that on a day-to-day basis, we might not notice the effects of not having a plan. But over time, we notice very obviously the effects of not having a plan. And when we have a critical event that comes our way, we certainly notice the effect of not having a plan in place. And unfortunately, as a community, we are really feeling the effect and the impact of not having a plan in place. As many of you know who are checking in today, I have been in public service as a law enforcement officer for almost 27 years. In fact, I currently serve you on the front lines of the COVID-19 pandemic that we're having as the operations commander for the Archuleta County Sheriff's Office. And I also serve you, and many of you probably do not know, I serve you as the law enforcement branch manager in the Incident Command System. Now, this is a system that has been used for many years, and it has been designed to cover many different aspects of emergency response and also planning. And as the branch manager, what I've been tasked to do is to come up with an emergency joint response plan. So in the event our community should need law enforcement services for whatever reason, we have put together a group of local law enforcement folks who can collaboratively come together to make sure that we get the services that we need, that you stay safe, and that we help with things like the testing site that we just had at Pagosa Medical Center. We had our law enforcement officers there to making sure that everything went smooth and that we all stayed safe. So that's how this works, and I can tell you that the benefits and the necessities of planning and having a plan in place before an emergency, before we need to worry about our infrastructure, are just critical. We have to have these in place and ready to go from day one. When the emergencies happen, when we have to come together as a community to decide how we're going to handle a challenge that comes our way, that's not the time to try to educate ourselves and to learn what we're doing. We need to know these things in advance, and we need to know them long in advance. In short, we need leaders who are problem solvers. Now, for over a quarter century, I have been solving problems on a daily basis. I have been conducting emergency planning, emergency response, planned for scheduled events, and I'm telling you, it's just not the time to try to learn what you're doing when an emergency is at hand or we have a critical need that comes our way. Just as an example, how many of us were involved in sports at some time in our life, or we had kids that were involved in sports at some time and point in our life? Answer me this. If you were, and I'm just going to use football, for example, if you were on a football team or a volleyball team, was it okay if you didn't go to practice? That you just simply showed up on game day and that you were able to competently execute all of the plans that had been put in place? Of course not, right? Of course not. What you would do is you would fail. You would lose at that particular game, right? Because we know that we practiced far more than we actually applied our skills in an event. And that's what I'm talking about here. Practice, education, honing our skills so we know that we are proficient, we are problem solvers, and we anticipate challenges that come our way. So when they do, we have already been over them in our mind, and we are better prepared for them today than we were yesterday. It's just not possible to be a practiced problem solver if you've never put yourself in that position in advance of the need. I can tell you that. So enough on that soapbox. I can tell you, folks, that you can rest assured, and I want you to think about what kind of leader you would like to have as a county commissioner. Do you want someone who's an experienced problem solver, who is an experienced planner, who knows what's going on within our local government, who knows the challenges that we face? Or do you want somebody that's just coming in off the bench, that's never attended a practice, that's never seen the plan of action, and doesn't know what the outcome will be? What kind of leader would you like to see? I can tell you that I am very prepared. I'm very experienced, and I'm already serving you, our community, on a daily basis during this great time of need. And let me tell you, there are some fine people who've come to aid Archuleta County in this time. I applaud our leadership who are present during this event, who are stepping up, taking on the challenge, and they're doing well. Leaders need to lead from the front, not from the back, not behind a desk, but from the front. And I applaud those leaders that we have in our community. And the fact is that we just can't afford to go back to the way that it's always been done. Nor can we afford to have inexperienced and under-practiced, if you will, folks coming in to do on-the-job learning. We need somebody who can pick the ball up and run with it, knowing where we need to go and how to get there and how to bring everybody along. Look, we're all in this together. We really are. And I can tell you, and I'm just going to speak to you from my heart here, that I strongly believe that if the people from our smallest towns, from our vast counties, and from our incredibly awesome cities, if we, the common people, come together and we refuse to be the silent majority, and we stand up for the things that we believe in strongly, I believe that we are going to see this country and our communities be better than they have ever been before. So I'm asking you for your help and your support in my campaign. I'm asking you to help me get my message out to others, because it's important that they know that in Archuleta County, We don't have a plan, but we need a plan. And with a plan, we are going to be far better off than we've ever been before. I'm asking you to help me get my message out. I'm asking you to share my posts. I'm asking you to visit my website. Come see me at electwarrenbrown.com. You can visit my Instagram at warrenbrown2020. You can see my Twitter account at warrenbrown at warrenbrown123. I know it's very creative here. And you can watch my videos that I've posted to YouTube. You can find those at Warren Brown for County Commissioner. Or you can email me at info@electwarrenbrown.com. So again, I hope your Friday's going well. I appreciate everything you're doing. Mom, Dad, Grandma, Grandpa, all of you that are homeschooling our kids to keep them educated and going forward. I can't tell you what a huge value this is to the kids, to our community, and how much better off that we're going to be in the end. And I'm telling you, together we can beat this COVID-19 challenge that we are currently facing by standing by one another. We can help each other out in our community. If you're going stir crazy, let me ask you this. And this is part of all of us being in this together. If you have a neighbor who needs a little bit of help and they need their yard cleaned up, help them out, clean it up. You might consider picking up trash in your neighborhood around your house from one fence line to your other fence line. You can call our local food banks and see what you can do to help them out. Our humane societies, give them a call. See what they need. You can call our local medical facilities, our emergency services, our EMS workers that are tirelessly serving our community. You can give them a call as well. See what you can do to help one another. We're all in this together, and we just need to stay in this and support one another. I hope you take care of yourself, take care of each other, and please check back in with me next Friday about 3 o'clock. If you have any questions or something you would like to talk about, be sure to send me an email, and we will see where we're going along the way, and hopefully we'll all get there. All right, I want you to stay happy, stay healthy, and we'll talk to you next week. Thanks a ton. Bye-bye.